Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has come out to offer public apology for his miscommunication, which has caused widespread public confusion over the 5,000 baht cash subsidy for people affected by business closures. Today, Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha assured that all the affected groups will get cash handouts over the period of the next 3 months. That means the cash handout subsidy of 5,000 baht. However, he said pandemic situation is still the major cause of concern and it's still the priority. And if the situation is still quite difficult, the government will spare 5,000 baht cash handout to support people who are having financial difficulty. Prime Minister today, he said, please feel relieved, as he maintained that he had no intention whatsoever to cause misunderstanding, adding that he merely wanted to explain to the people about how the government secures funding.
Absolutely. What he said yesterday did cause a lot of confusions, especially after people read the headlines in today's newspaper. It gives the impression that the government is running out of money and can afford to pay only 1 month of the 5,000 baht cash handout. In fact, the Prime Minister tried to make it clear yesterday that there will be 2 installments for the payment of the giveaway. The first month, the April, will be 5,000 baht, that's for sure, for the 9 million baht, for the 9 million people affected by the virus. But the rest of the money, 10,000 baht for 2 months, we have to wait until the House of Representatives approve the executive decree authorizing the government to borrow money. So that what he meant in his statement yesterday was that the second installment could be a little bit delayed, but the whole remark was taken in the context that the government would not have enough money to live up to the commitment to give out altogether 15,000 baht for over the next 3 months for those impacted by the coronavirus. So today he came out and offered an apology, which is something quite rare for the Prime Minister, and to say, I'm sorry for having caused some misunderstanding.
Yeah, so people must feel quite relieved, and Prime Minister also say that all of you must be quite happy and feel relieved right now, because he assured that the loan will be secured in order to provide cash handout of 5,000 baht for 3 months. And today, Finance Minister Uttama Sawanayon said that the matter is now being considered by the Public Debt Management Office. And he said the bulk of the loan will be coming from domestic sources. So it's another voice of confirmation that they can secure loan to provide this cash handout for Thai people who are facing financial difficulty for 3 months.
Kunatha, you were talking earlier about mounting pressure for the government to review some of the stringent measures imposed in order to deal with the coronavirus. I'm sure that the next 2 weeks will be quite a challenging time for the Prime Minister. And the next 2 weeks will also be very, very crucial. If the number of new infections continue to stabilize like this, in the region of, say, 20 or so, or even fewer than that, then there will be more pressure on the Prime Minister to review or to ease some of the rigorous measures, including the curfew or the curfew hours, or even to consider reopening some of the places that have been closed for the past 1 month, including restaurants, hair salons, and sports venue, for example. But of course, the spokesman of the anti-COVID-19 center, Dr. Tavisin, today stuck to his stand that any relaxation of the measures need to be done on a step-by-step basis. He doesn't want to see a sudden opening up of everything and then expose the population to the infections. Of course, as you mentioned, that there are lessons to be learned from countries like Singapore and Japan, which at one point were lauded for their success in containing the virus. But after a few days, there was a rebound in the number of new infection cases. So there's something that we can learn from these two countries.
Exactly, Kuntepchai, because timeline is really important. Thailand has announced state of emergency on 27th of March, and curfew has started on the 3rd of April. So it's exactly 3 weeks since stringent measure has been imposed, and exactly 2 weeks of curfew. So what happened today in Thailand situation will show up, will appear in the next 2 weeks. So I think at this point, all the authority, especially public health ministry, the government, will have to watch, monitor the situation quite closely, and must be quite difficult for them to make a decision right now, because what happened today will appear, will show the result in the next 2 weeks.
Nobody in the government is saying that the restrictions cannot be eased or will not be eased, but they are taking a very cautious approach toward easing these measures. As I mentioned earlier, that Dr. Tuvisin and most other medical experts, of course, they understand the impact of the restrictions on the economy, on the lives of the people. They would certainly want to see some easing up of these measures, but they also want to see some kind of a control, make sure that the country doesn't open up so suddenly that everything will be out of control. So this is quite a challenge for the Prime Minister to decide in the next 2 weeks.